Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. We're going to talk today about how the petrodollar has been completely annihilated and we are now seeing the rise of Bretton Woods and why we are going to talk about this. And we're going to tie this into what is going on in Russia and essentially how are we going to dig our way out of this problem. Now, I absolutely love this piece of machinery to say that, this was amazing technology in the early 1900s is an understatement. However, it was funny. The invention of this machine was amazing and it was a technological breakthrough. And trust me, I'm going somewhere with this. But when they realized to simply take the bucket and turn it the other way, so it was facing the operator, and then throw one more knuckle inside, they found that this machine could do more than you could ever believe. Now, why is the Economic Ninja talking about a digging machine when we're talking about currencies, the collapse of the petrodollar, and the rise of Bretton Woods? Well, this is how. About 3 weeks ago, you thought the ruble was done. You thought Russia had lost, the ruble's collapsing in value. We got them. We nailed them with our economic sanctions because right now we run SWIFT. But here's the problem. Many people have no idea that Russia and China were working on something way in advance, about 12, 15 years ago with SIPs. Also, they were doing trade deals. They were already starting to do trade deals outside of the dollar because they knew that a day like this would come. Now, the mainstream media would have you believe that they are collapsing. Here is the thing, they are not. They now understand, they've always understood, both them and China, and this is very, very dangerous. I want you to understand this is very serious. They understand that he who has all the gold runs the world, right? Makes the rules. Well, that is exactly the case, but it's not just gold we're talking about. We're talking about silver, oil, water, all kinds of natural resources that are needed all around the world. We're seeing it with silver. When people need silver, they're going to pay through the tooth to get it, whether it be a short squeeze or long-term contracts from companies that need it vitally to build things, they're going to pay. Now, this is where we're going to talk about the ruble. The ruble has collapsed in price, and Putin had an amazing idea to force countries that if they want their natural gas, their oil, their commodities, that you're going to have to pay in rubles. Now, here's the deal. This couldn't have come at a more opportune time for him because right now, worldwide, we are seeing inflation for many different reasons, but the one reason is because the expansion of credit over the last, let's say since Lehman Brothers collapse, there's been a massive expansion in credit. We had an expansion in the early 2000s after the dot-com bubble, but this one was expansion on steroids, all right? So we're seeing inflation rising everywhere because currencies are going down in value. They are collapsing. It's not just the ruble, it's everybody's collapsing, right? Just the ruble did it faster for a period of time when compared to other currencies. Now, so he said, you have to buy my stuff. Well, guess what? He knows that oil has exploded in value and other commodities have exploded in value, and we're seeing some shortages somewhere. So all he has to do is simply lower his price. You have to pay in rubles, and I'll give you a discount. What country is going to say no to that? We are already seeing multiple countries sign up for this deal because they go, hey, we need these natural resources. The price of oil is exploding. The price of gold is exploding, all kinds of things. And we want them. So they say, hey, we'll give it to you at a discount, but you got to use our rubles. What I want you to understand is this. Germany had that little power play. It was more of a temper tantrum, but they said, we're not going to certify Nord Stream 2. And that just threw everything into a misbalance. Well, the problem is Germany actually screwed themselves in the middle because Europe is going through an actual energy catastrophe. Energy is hyperinflating in price. People are having very hard times paying their bills. So eventually, Germany's going to have to buy natural gas, oil, and other commodities. It's going to come from Russia. But this is how it's going to happen. I'm going to explain it. They are going to backdoor it, whereas other countries are going, I don't care about what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. I need oil. I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to buy it with rubles. So Germany's going to go, hey, country that, you're getting that stuff cheap. How about you mark it up a little bit and sell it to us? And the reason why I'm telling you this right now is because I want to point out the absolute corruption of countries, how we deal with foreign policy when it comes to wars or rumors of wars, and how right now you are seeing your currency means nothing and has no value if you don't have good natural resources, like we're right out here in Tonopah at an old silver and mining area, but it was absolutely huge. But what's crazy is I'm looking over the horizon, I'm seeing the major miners on the other side of the hill mining as fast as they can, because if we can't produce real things of value to sell to the world, and all we sell is little widgets that go on Amazon, we're going to lose. All right. So this is now when you are seeing the death of the petrodollar, because we don't produce as much as we used to, and the rise of currencies that have real value, because you're going to be forced to use those currencies to buy their natural resources. For the first time since Bretton Woods was originally enacted, other countries now have the ability to export their inflation to the world. Everybody, I want you to understand how big of a deal this is. If you are not trying right now to get your hands on as much true real wealth, I'm talking about land that is usable, not an expensive condo somewhere in Miami, that's gonna be crap for a while, but somewhere you can actually grow, produce, and do things with the land, right? If you own waters through wells, things like that, gold, silver, coal, oil, think about this. Those are real things of value. We are in a commodities boom cycle. And this bull cycle, right now, this bull cycle, it's gonna have ups, it's gonna have downs, but we are in a bull cycle, all right? Be like the wealthy people. The wealthy people buy real assets when everybody else is fleeing to Amazon and getting bigger subscriptions with ESPN. I'm not joking. I cannot be more serious. And sometimes I have to use sarcasm to get through this, because this is crazy. So you have to ask yourself, when all else fails, how are we going to dig ourselves out of the crap we put ourselves through right now? How we do that is real wealth. Invest like the wealthy people. Sort of make that turn in your mind, in your lifestyle, and realize where we're moving. And also, then, as you build your wealth during a boom cycle, as we leave the equities boom cycle, the bonds boom cycle, all that stuff, right? The real estate boom cycle, those are gonna turn downwards. And then as the commodities explode, the real things everyone starts fleeing to and goes, why weren't we doing this before? We were investing in derivatives and fake things. They're building that wealth. And then what you do is you invest like the Warren Buffetts of the world, where as the stock markets collapse, the transports collapse, the shipping lanes slow down because economic activity has slowed or stopped. That's when you start going, I'm going to buy the railroads. I'm going to buy the shipping companies for pennies on the dollar. Why? Because not everything lasts. Whatever you see today isn't going to be the same thing tomorrow. I want people to understand that. Guys, there's nothing new under the sun. We have ups and we have downs. Your goal is to start to realize these cycles and invest as these cycles go. And right now, I have a feeling you're about to see that stock and real estate do this as gold, silver, oil, food, water, and farmland explode. And then we sell off and start buying up all the other stuff. All right, guys, that being said, I thank you so much for watching. The Economic Ninja is out.